Hi everybody! Welcome to your Nursing Education Practicum course. My name is Dr. Tracy Hardell and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. This is the 5th year that I've been teaching the Practicum course. I really enjoy it and I'm very excited to be part of the end of your education journey. So welcome! Let's see what we're going to be doing. So let's start out with the Practicum portion of your course. Okay, so there's the Practicum portion and the course portion. For the Practicum, all of you are going to need to complete 150 Practicum hours. Now, this will include both on-site time and prep time. So if you're doing some preparation for teaching at home, those will count towards your hours. And your assignment for week 1 is to tell me about your Practicum site and about your preceptor. So there is a form, the Qualified Preceptor form, attached to the directions for assignment 1 that you're going to be filling out, giving me all the information about your Practicum site, your preceptor, how I can contact them, and all that good stuff. Okay? So you should all know your preceptors by now, unless you are doing an online Practicum through GCU. Now, if that's your situation, then I'd like you to send me a note through your individual forum and just say, hey, Tracy, I'm doing my Practicum with GCU online. And then you will not be assigned a preceptor until you have completed your orientation course. So I won't be looking for that in the assignment form, so no problem. So basically, you're going to download the preceptor form. You're going to fill that out with all the information, upload it to the assignment area, and then we'll be good to go, and I'll know where everybody is going to be doing their Practicum. All right. Oh, one word of caution. So like I said, this is my 5th year teaching this course, and most of my students do incredibly well through this course because you've had all this content and we're just applying it, right? I have had a couple students who did not complete their 150 hours by the end of the course. And, there wasn't a death in the family. They weren't hospitalized. It wasn't that sort of thing. But please try to plan out your Practicum hours so that you're not finishing them up on the last week of the course, because you just never know. You might get sick, something could come up, and you cannot turn in any Practicum hours after the last day of the course. So please be really careful when planning out those hours to make sure that you're going to be able to complete those 150 before the end, because I want you all to do very well in this course. Okay. All right. So now the course itself. So for a large part of the course, we're going to be digging into the NLN Certified Nurse Educator competencies. You've seen the competencies before, talked about them a little bit, but now we're really going to be getting in depth. And so many of our discussion questions will be about competencies, and I will give you a little hint. Towards the end of the course, you're going to be submitting a portfolio where you're going to be providing information about those competencies. The more time you spend on your weekly DQs talking about those competencies, the less time you will have to spend on your portfolio. So you can either spend it on the front end or spend it on the back end. So just to let you know. Okay, in addition to those, there's a couple other topics, but we've got a little bit of wiggle room each week. So we are able to explore topics that you and I are interested in, besides those specifically outlined in the discussion questions. Okay. Some of the areas that I really want to share with you two in particular is I do want to have a discussion about concept-based curriculum. This is an up-and-coming trend in nursing education and can be used in both academia and the clinical setting. So we'll be spending a little bit of time about that. And I also want to spend some time talking about the new focus that the National Council of State Boards of Nursing has on their new clinical judgment model and how that will be changing the NCLEX exam. So sometime during our course, we'll be working on that. Now, throughout the course, in fact, every 2 weeks, you will be submitting something called a Nursing Education Practicum document that I call the NEPD form, okay? You're going to be tracking your progress. You're going to be developing mini goals. There's a portion where you're going to be doing a little bit of journaling. So, what I want to let you know is please do not skip ahead and try to fill out the form before next week, okay? The form, once you get the hang of it, it's an easy form to use. But it takes a little explanation, okay? So next week, in my video next week, we're going to go through the form step by step. Save yourself frustration. Don't try to fill it out ahead of time, okay? But it's a form that is set up to be used throughout the whole course. So you're just going to add to it every 2 weeks and keep resubmitting it. And that way, you and I can have a dialogue about how your practicum experience is going, where you're focusing on, different things like that. And that is actually one of the most exciting parts about teaching this course, where I get to learn about the things that you're accomplishing. So that's one of the reasons I enjoy it so much. All right. Next week also, you're going to be turning in overall practicum goals, like 3 goals of overall what you want to accomplish. You can go ahead and start to work on those. Don't finalize them until next week because they also have something to do with that NEPD form. But if you start working on those 3 overall practicum goals, and a while back you may have had to submit something about what you wanted to accomplish during your practicum when you were selecting a site or something, don't worry about that. At this point now, you can change them to whatever you want. But I will need 3 solid goals. And the thing is, if you do start working on them, they need to be SMART goals. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, okay? Because at the end of your practicum, you're going to tell me very specifically how close you came to achieving those goals. And so if they're not measurable, you're not going to be able to say whether you met them or not. All right, so we talked about the course, we talked about the practicum. Please be sure to read all of the announcements that I posted for this week. I think there's something like 5 of them, but good basic information that you need. And don't forget to post your bio to the class wall because we're going to be together for quite a while. So I'd like to get to know you. And then I will be posting one more announcement probably sometime this week because we're going to be together for maybe a couple weeks. And then we've got winter break. And during winter break, over the Christmas holiday, nothing can be uploaded to the course. I can't do any grading in the course. And you also cannot do any practicum hours during that Christmas break time. I'll be posting that shortly. I think it's maybe a week and a half or something, which should kind of be nice to get a forced break. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully you'll be able to maybe spend a little time with your family and friends, more so than the rest of the previous part of your MSN program. All right, everybody. Well, I think I've given you enough information for right now to get you started. And like I said, next week's video will get into some very specific information about the assignments. But for now, read the information that I've posted, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the main forum.